Welcome to the second battle report on the channel. This is my Necron army. I'm just going to go through what I've got here. At the back, the monolith. He's come back after getting blown up. The Doom Scythe. Triarch Stalker with the twin-linked heavy Gauss cannon. And a Ghost Arc with 10 warriors inside. 5 death marks there, 3 wraiths, 2 with whip coils, 1 has the trans-dimensional beamer, that's for emergencies, 4 tomb blades, they've all got twin-linked Gauss blasters, shield vanes and nubular scopes. I don't know how you pronounce that. 11 warriors with the cryptek. Another 11 warriors with the shit tech, which I don't like that model. I think he looks a bit crap. But there's 5 immortals there, nearly missed them. And 5 Lich Guard with war scythes. 5 Scarab bases at the front. Imhotep the Stormlord, he's the warlord, obviously. There's an Overlord. HQ choice. That Overlord, actually, he has Staff of Light, which is a standard weapon, Phylactery, Phase Shifter, Tachyon Arrow, the Conflagrator, I love that word, Nightmare Shroud. Also, I should tell you, the crypteks, they've got pretty much the same. They've got Phase Shifter, Phylactery, Nightmare Shroud, and Solar Staff. There's another 7 Scarab bases, and that's the Necron army today, 2,490 points.
Alright, so this is my first battle against Jim on the channel. Leading my 2,500 points of Dark Angels will be Azrael. He's joined in a 9-man tactical squad, no upgrades, just a plasma gun in there. For some rapid fire goodness, and they'll be arriving in a drop pod with teleport homers. Then we've got another drop pod with a teleport homer, and that's just got a 10-man squad, 1 missile launcher with flak upgrades, 1 plasma gun, and a power fist on the sergeant. My army is WYSIWYG, so as the battle report goes on, you will, every model is what they are. Okay, in heavy support, I've got 2 Las Preds and 1 Whirlwind. It's my classic backline. It does well in every battle I've played. It's 345 points, and it just works. Because Azrael's in the army, I've got 1 10-man Terminator squad. I may run them as 2 5-man squads, but I think it's just going to be 1 10-man squad. They'll be deep striking with the homers. Then moving across into more troops. So we've got a 3-man bike squad, 1 plasma on there, and a multi-melter attack bike. Same again, multi-melter attack bike, plasma gun, and same again, multi-melter and plasma gun. Then I've got a Dark Shroud with the assault cannon, and 12 Black Knights, so 2 squads of 6, and they're going to be doing some outflanky goodness, hopefully, and laying the plasma down. But as Jim's well aware, I like to blow myself up with plasma. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's 2,500 points of try-win. Let's get it on.
Right, we're rolling for mission type now. 1 to 3 is an Eternal War mission. 4 to 6 is a Maelstrom of War mission.
Maelstrom of War.
Maelstrom of War. We'll roll again for mission type. 6. Maelstrom of War mission 6 is Deadlock. So this is the mission we'll be playing today. With the Vanguard Strike deployment, are we going to use that standard deployment or roll for it?
I will roll for it.
Okay, so we won't be using that deployment. We'll roll, see what happens.
So we'll get back to you after terrain and deployment, show you what the table looks like.
Right, we're just going to roll to see who goes first. Chris, on a yellow dice, gets a 2. Me on a green, get a 4. So I think I will deploy first, and you can try and seize the initiative.
See you after deployment.
Here's what the board looks like after deployment. On the Necron side, we have a group of warriors tucked down behind this building, wraiths, a unit of scarabs sort of circling around that ruined wood thing. There's the Lich Guard with Imhotep, the Stormlord, some Immortals with the Overlord, more scarabs, some more warriors, and in reserve got the Ghost Ark with 10 warriors inside, the Stalker, the Death Marks, the Doom Scythe, Monolith, and the Tomb Blades. I'll just go over the objectives quickly as well. There's number 5 on the end of the road, number 3 in the middle of the road, little broken piece of the road there. That's number 4. And we got number 2 in this building. Over there's number 6 on this quite nice piece of terrain with a little tower in the top. And number 1 is over there.
Okay, so here's the Archangel's deployment. So I've got one squad of bikes here. I mean, the attack bikes are separate entities, but I'm just tucking him behind just to keep him safe. We've got the Dark Shroud just behind some cover, out of line of sight. And another squad of bikes, same thing again, just keeping the attack bike behind, just to give them like a meat shield, as it were. Behind cover, we've got the nice barrage fire in Whirlwind. And it's far back, right against the table edge. These Tau marker lights represent our table edge. We've got the 2 predators, just a nice look up the table at all that nasty Necron stuff. And then we've got another bike squad here, ready to grab the first objective, and an attack bike just on the right hand side, just to see if he can cause some like backline havoc come the later turns of the game. In reserve, outflanking will be 2 squads of knights. Azrael and his squads are in drop pods, and I'll be making a Deathwing assault with the Terminators. Alright, now, just before we start off the game, it is Vanguard Strike. We are playing mysterious objectives. Right, do this on camera. Let's try and steal the initiative. How bad do I roll today?
3.
No go. Jim, turn 1.
Okay, end of Necron, turn 1. Not much has happened here, just a little bit of shuffling around. The Wraiths have got themselves some cover behind this ruined building. This squad of warriors has moved up to hold objective number 5. The Scarabs moved and then ran up to objective 3. The Immortals and the Lich Guard have just dived in behind this piece of cover to shield themselves from the oncoming onslaught. The Scarabs have also picked up objective 4 over there, and this squad of warriors moved and then ran up to this stairwell, but they're just shy of that objective. Doesn't matter too much. As for my cards, I drew Blood and Guts, Thrall of the Silent King, no prisoners was the bonus, Kingslayer. Those 3 I'll probably discard. Ones I've scored: Ascendancy, scored D3 victory points if I control any 3 objective markers at the end of my turn, which I did. Secure objective 5, 1 point for that. Supremacy, scored D3 if I control at least 2 and at least twice as many as my opponent controls at the end of my turn, which I do. So I've got these. I'll just roll a D3 for Supremacy. Lovely. 3 points and a D3 for ascendancy. 1 point. So that's 4 points at the start of and objective 5. So that's 5 points at the end of my first turn. Now over to Dark Angels, turn 1.
Okay, so end of Dark Angels, turn 1. I rolled my objectives out of the book, so I got no prisoners, secure objective 2 twice, secure objective 6, hold the line, and secure objective 3. So let's have a look around the table. So the bikes at the back moved forward. The 3 bikes here failed their difficult terrain test but made their armour save. Or dangerous terrain test, I should say. But the attack bike passed it, so he actually got up onto objective 6. And now anyone who charges him is halving their charge distance, which is good. Now the white dice will denote what the mysterious objective is. Moving across, these bikes came across to the objective the Scarabs were holding and wiped them out. Just bolter fire, twin link rapid fire bolters, with a bit of help from the Dark Shroud, who sat on objective 6 to secure that one for me. So those two combined, they failed all their cover saves, and yeah, just went. Around here, the Whirlwind only had 1 target after the first lot of Scarabs. It hit, but only caused 2 wounds due to the swarm rule. And then the bikes, similar thing, shot with bolters, taking down a few more, and predators trying to keep themselves safe. They shot as well, causing a few more wounds, insta-gibbing a few, just based on the strength 9. Attack bike didn't do a lot, but I got 5 of my objectives. I got hold the line as all my heavy support didn't move, so it's all still in my deployment zone, giving me hold the line, which was very nice. But yeah, just see what Jim does with his turn 2.
Just going to roll up for my reserves now on turn 2, and because of Imhotep's Warlord trait, I can add or subtract 1 to my roll. So we'll see what happens. For the Monolith, that's a 6, so he's going to come in. The Tomb Blades, a 3. Yeah, I think they will come in. The Doom Scythe, a 4, he's coming in. Triarch Stalker, 6, so he's coming in. Death Marks, 5, they're coming in. And the Ghost Ark, 4. Looks like they're all coming in. Actually, I might subtract 1 from the Tomb Blades, just to give me something to come in next turn, if you're happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
So that becomes a 2.
Tomb Blades are staying in reserve.
So they'll be in reserve. The rest of it is coming in this turn. Okay, end of Necron turn 2. Here's what's happened. The Stalker came on from reserve here and he ran in his shooting phase 3 inches. These guys, they're just claiming cover, as well as the Immortals. The Doom Scythe flew on, fired a shot over there at the bikes, but missed. It scattered back. The Monolith arrived luckily and had a direct hit where he landed, so he didn't destroy himself. So I'm quite pleased about that. The Wraiths are just hiding there. This unit of warriors have climbed up to man the little outpost thing there. The Scarabs, the bikes. Who destroyed the bikes? They were destroyed by...
It was the Tesla.
Oh yeah, the Tesla. The Tesla Destructor from the Doom Scythe rained down, got 2 6s, so I got 4 additional hits on the bikes. Wiped out the whole squad, which meant the Scarabs could run 3 inches back towards this squad. Ghost Arc, moved on from reserve, fired a few shots, didn't really do anything. This unit also fired a few shots. Oh, they climbed up into this building. It took a wound off of the attack bike down here. And that's pretty much it for the movement and shooting. No assaults, because obviously nothing's really in range yet. And as for my cards, I think I'm going to discard Kingslayer, because Azrael's a nightmare, so I'll probably get rid of that one. I'm going to hold on to Objective 4 for now, and Recon I'll hold on to. I've scored this one, Assassinate. I just killed a character. There was a sergeant in that bike squad, so that gets me 1 point. And then Thrall of the Silent King, the bonus objective was to destroy a unit, so I get 1 point for that, plus D3 for the Thrall of the Silent King, which I'll roll now. Oh, he gets a 3 again. I've done it again. So that's 4 points there. Nice. So I just scored 4 points, and we'll see what happens in Dark Angels turn 2.
Alright, so Dark Angels, turn 2. Just going to roll up for my reserves now. So, the first squad of Black Knights are coming in. The second squad of Black Knights are not coming in. Now, my 2 drop pods, one of them should have automatically arrived last turn. So one of them, the one with Azrael in, is going to come in without rolling for reserve. So I'll just roll up the other drop pod now. And he is not coming in. And my Deathwing Assault is happening turn 2. Right, see you at the end. So, Dark Angels turn 2. Reserves that came in, which I rolled for you. Terminators deep struck in here, so they couldn't move in their first turn. Did some shooting into the big squad of warriors that we had here. Whittled them down a little bit, but they passed morale. The attack bike that was there passed its dangerous terrain test and skidded around here. And then the 2 remaining bikes from that squad jumped up. One of them was killed in Overwatch. The second one is locked in combat. Combat is drawn there. No casualties either side. So Terminator's going to help him out next turn, I hope. Multi-melter on the attack bike did penetrate the Ghost Arc, so now it is only armor 11. Did a hold point and took the guns off the right side of it, so it can't shoot back at the moment. The guys in front fired plasma at it, but nothing happened. Azrael and his squad here just wiped out all the Scarabs. They just drop podded in as they meant to first turn, and just wiped him out and secured objective 3, which is one of my points this game, this turn. I rolled secure objective 3 twice, so quite happy to get that one. Here, the right predator shot at the Doomsday Arc. Is it Doomsday Arc or Doomsday?
On the flyer.
Oh, Doomscythe.
Doomscythe,
Yeah, shot the Doomscythe because I had to scour the skies, but again, needing 6s, nothing happened there. The second predator blew one of the guns off the monolith, and then the other attack bike, sneaky, took some wounds from the death marks, who infiltrated in my deep strike. So they came in my turn and shot the attack bike. He survived their first assault, wounding on 2 pluses, and then he blew the particle whip off the monolith. So happy with that. Still not dead though. Then round here, I got Slay the Warlord. The Black Knights outflanked, moved on 12, killed all the Lich Guard pretty much with the plasma talents, and then charged in and finished off the last remaining guy. And Imhotep had already resurrected once.
Down to 1 wound.
Yeah, he was down to 1 wound, and then just finished him off in combat. So they just consolidated back 2 inches. Other than that, I mean, I didn't get supremacy. I hold 3, and Jim holds 2 objectives. So I couldn't quite kick him off of all the objectives. But I will hold on to those because I think I can do it next turn. But the score currently is 9-9. So lots more to come on. Jim's still got some reserves. The Wraiths are still hiding around at the back. And yeah, I mean, I've got some bikes left, but he is getting through them. So we'll see what happens in turn 3.
End of Necron turn 3. It's not been too bad. The Black Knights that came on here, as you can see, are no longer there. But it did take quite a lot of shooting from the Stalker, the Immortals and the Overlord, and the Tomb Blades there, and this unit, to and the Monolith, yeah, with his Gauss Flux Arc. They wiped out most of the bikes, and then the last final bike was about to be charged by the 3 Wraiths there, and he killed himself in Overwatch with a plasma gun. So, so that was quite good. And then the Death Marks, they shot over those ruins into the back of this bike, and it was quite, I rolled like about 5 6s or something, you know.
Yeah, it was ridiculous,
yeah. Just
4 shots just went straight through.
Yeah, took out that one guy. The Doom Scythe took out the Whirlwind with Tesla Fire. He fired his blast, took off a few hull points, immobilised him, and then the Tesla finished him off. Over here, the Ghost Arc shuffled on over here. Took out a bike from there with it was either the men inside or
There's the guys inside.
yeah, killed that one guy, and then these guys are locked in combat with the bike. Neither of them did any wounds to each other, so they're just stuck there. And my points, quite bad. Not too bad is what I meant to say. Domination, I'll discard that one. Secure objective 4, I'll discard because the bikes are holding it. Overwhelming firepower we scored. We got D3 points, which I'll roll now. If I can find the dice. So we get... Oh yes! Oh. Another 3 points. That's excellent. I've rolled 3 5s for that.
Yeah.
I need more D3s. And then recon I scored because every mysterious objective has been uncovered. So I get another point for that. It's a total of 4 points.
So that brings Necrons, what, 39?
Yeah, pretty good. So that's the end of Necron turn 3. On to Dark Angel turn 3.
Alright then, so my turn 3. All my reserves came in, so the remaining drop pod and the second squad of Black Knights. They're holding back. They're going to try and stay out of range of everything and just do some late game hammering. Now, Jim forgot his living metal on the Monolith, so didn't get a chance to try and repair one of its hull points last turn. First Predator, behind that Doom Scythe, shot straight down, two glancing hits, just glanced it to death. Second Predator tried to get Scar of the Skies again and shoot at the Doom Scythe, but no avail, nothing happened there. And then the objectives I drew were Secure Objective 2, Secure Objective 6, and Supremacy twice. So I already had Objective 6, the Dark Shroud just sat where he was, just being a Dark Shroud. These boys poured out, because I've got the Skyfaring missile launcher. There he is. He's come in just to try and shoot the flyer, but no luck there. But they've combat squadded, so the other squad are going to try and help out these bikers dealing with the mess over here. Now, Terminator's charged in, killed 5, and the bike actually killed one guy. Jim failed his morale, and then the bike did a sweep in advance, consolidated back and got me objective 2. So Terminators have consolidated 6 inches, so they're back down from the cover. They're going to move around and have a pop at the damaged Ghost Ark this turn, or next turn I should say. I've pretty much left Jim's army alone up here, trying to like rebuild my forces, let him come to me a bit more, because he's got a full squad, loads of wraiths, all his tomb blades. That Triarch Stalker looking really nasty with its Necron las cannon. And all the Immortals are absolutely fine. I've been trying to shoot them, but they just keep making their reanimations. So, yeah. Everyone's just sitting comfy on objectives. I got Supremacy, scored it twice. Got 1 point for it once, and 2 points. So, all in all, I scored 4. Yeah, I scored 3 points from Supremacy twice, and then I got Secure Objective 6. So, that was, 4 points. So the score now, 13-13. We'll go on now to Jim's turn 4.
End of Necron turn 4 was a very unsuccessful turn. Tomb Blades moved down here, shot at the bikes, and failed to do anything. These warriors just moved down a little bit out of the building. Everyone turned around to face this squad. The reason for that was I drew Secure Objective 3 twice in my cards, and I got Secure Objective 1, and Objective 3 is here. So I wanted to get that one. So the Stalker charged, he failed his charge, so he's just stuck there. And the Wraiths charged in and somehow just got wiped out. 2 Wraiths down and one's down to 1 wound. So that was very unsuccessful. Doom Scythe pivoted and flew this way. Killed, oh no, he didn't kill anything. He shot at the Terminators, didn't do anything. The Ghost Ark moved over there. He managed to kill 1 Terminator. And the Death Marks formed some kind of little daisy chain so the one at the back there is holding Objective 1 to get 1 point. And that's pretty much everything. So a very unsuccessful turn for the Necrons. So I think I'm going to discard these Objective 3s, because even if next turn I can only draw 2, so if I keep these I won't be able to draw any cards, so I'll get rid of those and I'll take a point for that one. On to Dark Angels turn 4.
Dark Angels turn 4. There was a flyer here. I got Scour the Skies again, and a guy managed to shoot a plasma and blow it up. The flak missile round the other side did nothing. So that was like the worst upgrade I've ever taken. So not sure if I'm even going to bother with flak missiles. It's another 15 points I don't need. I might just take las cannons. Then Azrael finished off a Wraith. He took a wound in the process, but that AP3 Strength plus 2 sword does do the job. The bikes drove forward, blew up Jim's Tomb Blades. There was one left after the shooting, it passed its morale, but then I charged it and beat it in the assault. So next target is going to be these warriors, a full unit of them. Terminators, down in the corner after the last victory, moved round and blew up the Ghost Ark. One guy died in the explosion, and another guy was taken down by the Dark Shroud. But the Terminators failed their charge. So Ned the Necron is on the table. He's got his little defeated Dark Angel head, so I need to kill Ned. It's the aim of the game. So the Terminators are going to try and get their next turn if they can, and do what they will. Quite enjoying having him as a 10-man squad. Very versatile. Predators shot, and they blew up the Triarch Stalker that tried to charge Azrael last turn. It's a good thing they got it, because Azrael wouldn't have been able to do anything against that unit. And that is pretty much the end of my turn. So my objectives this turn were psychological warfare, which I didn't get, scour the skies, which I scored, and no prisoners. Now, I rolled the D3 for no prisoners, as I destroyed 3 units, and I rolled a 6, so that's 3 points, bringing it up to 17 to 14. So Dark Angel's leading on to turn 5.
Okay, we just had to film this because we're laughing about this roll.
Just what happened, Jim? What happened?
My objectives this turn, I've got 2 objectives and both of them are to blow up vehicles, but I don't think I can do it because I don't have enough units on the table, and the ones that are too far away. So I thought this squad will shoot over at this drop pod and try and glance it to death with the Gauls, and I've just rolled this.
So, how many hits in that 8 shots?
I got 1 5,
Yeah.
3 4 2s and 3 1s.
Fantastic rolling.
So that was a major fail. We'll see what happens with the rest of them.
Yeah.
Okay, end of Necron turn 5. There's been a terrible turn. I drew these 2 objectives, as I showed you a minute ago, which, if I'd managed to destroy 3 vehicles and rolled well on D3s, that's potentially worth 6 points there. But I've managed to destroy 0 vehicles. So, absolutely abysmal rolling on the dice. I managed to take 2 whole points off of this drop pod, 1 whole point from the death marks off of that Predator, and that is it. Nothing else. So I think these guys are going to annihilate these guys. So I think that's a Necron defeat, sadly. So I scored no points that turn. Over to Dark Angels turn 5.
Here's the board on Dark Angel's turn 4. So, Dark Angel's turn 5, sorry. Terminators did what Terminators do best, and they just wrecked face, shot a load of the warriors, and then charged them, went last, and killed them all. I got my victory point because the lone biker who survived combat is still holding objective 2, and that was my job, to hold objective 2. So I got a point for that. My other one was psychological warfare, which I didn't achieve, so I just tried to start mopping up. The death marks that were there, basically I just formed a circle around them. So Azrael and his squad in there have just rapid fired. We had the assault cannon on my Dark Shroud. We had both the Predators, and I had brought another squad in just in case, just to really seal the deal, but they weren't required. Moving on round, the Black Knights after their last success have continued to stomp. Really, really good unit for Dark Angels. I advise anyone who plays Dark Angels to get at least 20 of these guys. Just drove through, wiped out a whole load more warriors. They're holding, morale's lasting, but there's not a lot left. The MVP of this turn was definitely a drop pod. It killed an immortal with its Stormbolter, which I was quite happy with. And then just at the back, 2 bikes just driving up, going flat out, just try and get a line breaker. And Jim's going to roll up now, see if the game continues on a 3+.
These one of these big ones, right?
Yeah.
It does.
It does indeed.
Even though I literally physically cannot win with the number of points.
Yeah, you can only draw one objective now.
Yeah.
So, do you want to play another turn?
Yeah, we never give up.
Never surrender. See you on turn 6.
Okay, end of Necron turn 6. We got our... I had to discard one of these because I'm only allowed to have a maximum of 1. And I got the point for that, but only 1 because I only have 2 squads left, so it's physically impossible for me to kill 3 vehicles. So the Immortals glanced the drop pod to death, and the Warriors fired over at these Marines and did nothing. So that's pretty much it. So I got 1 extra point for that. So that brings the score to 18 to 15 at the end of turn 6.
We're going to call it there?
Well, you can do your turn.
Yeah.
Turn 6.
Do turn 6, see if I can wipe you off the board.
Dark Angels, turn 6.
Okay, Dark Angels, turn 6. All down to the Black Knights, really. They blasted away the Immortals. The Warriors. Charged the last of them and killed Ned finally. So he's gone. Terminators down here. They'd moved up from their last victory. Moved up and just shot forward. Whittled down a lot of the Immortals in conjunction with crossfire from both Predators, which have been completely unmolested all game. Haven't taken a whole... Well, one's taken a whole point, one's taken a glance. But, yeah, they've just been sat there firing away all game, which is lovely. Yeah, and so at the end of turn 6, there is 1 Necron model left. Jim's just removed. And what's the final score? I got Psychological Victory and Line Breaker this turn. So, as the Warriors failed their morale check.
21 15.
21 to 15. Really close game, right up until the end, and then I just managed to duck ahead. But yeah, that's it. Dark Angels victory. First game on the channel.
Second.
Well, my first game on the channel. And first victory. Happy days. So what was your best unit of the match, do you reckon?
Don't know, just Warriors maybe.
Those Cryptex are definitely worth their points. For me, I think it was either the Terminators or the bikes. Those Black Knights, they really, really kicked ass. Just get the job done. But oh yeah, until next time.